They came from all over. They represented far-off lands. They came with their own interpretations of the teachings of Gautam. They came to the land where the Tathagat lived and preached his universal doctrines of peace and brotherhood 2,500 years ago. They came to India. The event was a spiritual churning. Over 650 scholars and students of Buddhist philosophies congregated in the Indian capital of New Delhi from 25 countries. They introspected, they exchanged views, they meditated, they looked deep within the teachings of the Buddha to find nuances of that eternal philosophy that could guide the turbulent world of the 21st century. The occasion was the International Conclave on Buddhism and Spiritual Tourism that marked the consecration of Bodh Gaya as a World Heritage Site. The mandala, symbolic of the wheel of life, was painstakingly created by deft hands. Once completed, it becomes the focus of Buddhist meditation. In every respect, the conclave was a confluence of Buddhist spirituality. The conclave, organized by the Ministry of Tourism and Culture and the Ministry of Civil Aviation, was inaugurated by the President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
I personally believe it's a fortune of India. You are all of you here at the very important period of our planet.
The traditional incantations lent a serene tranquility to the whole atmosphere. The keynote address delivered by His Holiness the Dalai Lama underscored the very essence of Buddhism.
Buddha certainly have all the material facility, but he chose monkhood, then become monk. You may experience some serious struggle within our own emotion. But that time, remember, Buddha deliberately gave up his worldly life.
I think Buddhism is one of the important religions of this country.
Even as the purpose of the ministry was ostensibly to promote tourism, the affair became a deeply spiritual experience for all in attendance.
When we handled this subject, we realized that we had to go beyond this. We really had to go into the realm of spirituality and philosophy. And we very consciously decided we would do that.
इस समय पर जबकि आप देख रहे हैं दुनिया भर में कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स हैं, टेंशन हैं, उस समय एक फोकस भारत सरकार ने बुद्धिज़्म और स्पिरिचुअलिटी को एक सेंटर स्टेज पर लाने की कोशिश की है। और इस समय भारत सरकार ने एक कोशिश की है कि इसके जो सबसे बड़े लीडर्स हैं, फिलोसफर्स हैं, इसके जो इंटेलेक्चुअल्स हैं, उन सबको इकट्ठा करके एक बुद्धिज़्म पर चर्चा की जाए और बुद्धिज़्म और उसका जो खास महत्व है आज की दुनिया में, उस पर एक चर्चा करके इसको आगे ले जाया जाए।
It's the first time that this sort of international forum is taking place to promote the contact between Buddhists around the world and to get to know about the Buddhist sites in India.
This seminar is the first time after 2000 years ago. First Buddhist missionary was a great king, King Ashoka. He sent all over the world missionary activities.
Bharat, or India, is a fountainhead of philosophies and their interpretations, of belief systems and their timeless metaphysical relevance. At least 4 major religions were born in India: Hinduism, that evolved from man and his interaction with nature: Jainism, Sikhism, and Buddhism. The wisdom inherent in all these have much in common, yet they found spectacular, vibrant, and distinct manifestations. Influences of Christianity and Islam blew in, and India embraced it all. It is a sense of deep churning, an ongoing exploration, as it were, of the very core of the self and its coordinates in the universe that makes India a repository of spirituality.
This is very commendable. I think it will do a lot of good for the world in terms of promoting inter-ethnic, inter-religious harmony. India can play a major role in this because of your spiritual heritage.
And not only the spiritual, meaning you are talking about the Buddhism, this country. India was very religion, no? Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism, various religions born this country.
The relevance of the Buddhist conclave in India at these crossroads of history, as underscored by the President himself, had sounded the keynote to the conclave. The gathering attempted to explore the complexities of the world in the 21st century through the spiritual prism of Buddhism.
Buddhist ប្រមាណហ្នឹងគឺថាមានសារៈសំខាន់មានសារៈសំខាន់ណាស់ដែលបានមកដូចថាដូចជាយើងស្អែកនេះយើងត្រូវទៅ Buddhist កាយាហ្នឹងថ្វាយបង្គំនៅកន្លែងពុទ្ធអង្គដែលលោកបានទ្រង់ត្រាស់ជាដើម
The spirituality in India itself, which is again surging up, I think, after the phase of pure materialism which it went through for some time, now again will help the outsiders also, that means people from all around the world, to see India as a beautiful and very interesting, very colorful, and a great place to be.
Buddham sharanam gacchami, Dhammam sharanam gacchami. For 3 days in the February of 2004, New Delhi invoked the soul of Buddha. Various performing artists were gathered to depict the life of Buddha. A photo exhibition of Steve McCurry's pictures at the Ashoka Hotel lent insights into the lives of Buddhist monks. Both the heritage and legacy of Buddha were eloquently displayed for the visitors. The sideshow included a recital by percussionist Shivamani dressed as a monk. The indelible mark of Gautam Buddha on Indian mainstream culture was elaborately depicted. The places associated with the life and times of Buddha are pilgrimages today. The holy town of Bodh Gaya, where under the sacred peepal tree an emaciated hermit prince attained eternal wisdom. Where Buddha, the Enlightened One, came into being. At Sarnath, the Buddha gave his first sermon. At Kushinagar, the Lord attained Mahaparinirvan, or eternal moksha, from the cycle of birth and rebirth. These places beckon tourists from countries far and near.
We have to get Buddhist organizations, Buddhist leaders, Buddhist countries themselves to promote this in their own countries, so that there would be a feeling of a Mecca of Buddhism, to make it a point for all Buddhists to visit the birthplace of the Buddha at least once in their lifetime.
Discussions on Buddhist pilgrimages to India, issues and prospects, Buddhism and globalization, and Buddhist heritage sites in India transcended earthly concerns.
As Albert Einstein said, it's the religion of the future. And as more people take an interest in Buddhism, I think that a significantly growing number of people will also want to come and do pilgrimage to India.
It is very important to organize from ignorance to enlightenment. Ignorance, enlightenment, it is neither religion nor ism.
Today, over 500 million people all over the world are Buddhists. Sending a message beckoning them to India formed the subtext of the unique conclave.
In the past, you had Emperor Asoka, an emperor who visited these sites. In 400 AD, Fa Hien had walked all the way from China on foot across the Central Asian desert through the Silk Road to India and spent 15 years in India studying and living and learning Buddhism. If people could walk to these sites, what kind of Shraddha they had, what kind of spiritual benefits that they are going to get.
The conclave was reaching its culmination. A special chartered flight and a train were arranged to ferry the delegates to that holiest of pilgrimages, the Mahabodhi temple at Bodh Gaya, the consecrated site. A dedication ceremony was performed by the Union Minister for Tourism and Culture, Sri Jagmohan, to celebrate the declaration of the temple as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO.
Buddhism actually Buddhism is a world heritage. All of Buddhist historical sites should be world heritage because Buddhism belongs to the world.
そうですね、これほど盛大にやれたということは非常にいいことだと思いますね。もっとイベントは小さなイベントと思ってきたけれども、こう来たら非常に華やかで素晴らしい。
Onward to Sarnath. Here he had delivered his first sermon. For many delegates, it was a chance of a lifetime to walk the earth that he walked and to witness the various artifacts associated with the Sublime One.
They arrange everything very convenient to us. You can see these two important places within one day without problem. You see, otherwise it takes few days to see Buddha and Varanasi same day.
More and more scientists in the Western world are now not only discovering the truths, but also the cure for ills from Buddhism. So both the diagnosis and the curative aspect, human ills, he all delivered here.
In the final analysis of the grand three-day event, it may be said that the many different intents were well served. Above all, the event succeeded in impressing upon a large representation of the Buddhist world the very centrality of India to the life of the Buddha.
Report ជាអង្គម្ចាស់ជាកូននៃឥណ្ឌាជាកូនឥណ្ឌាក្រោយពីបានត្រាស់ដឹងពុទ្ធអង្គម្ចាស់ជាគ្រូស្យកតែឯនៃពិភពលោកទូទៅទាំងអស់ព្រះពុទ្ធសាសនាកើតនៅឥណ្ឌាតែក៏បានសាបសូន្យអស់ទៅនៅសល់តែពុទ្ធស្ថានជាទីតាំងហើយសាសនាពុទ្ធទៅរីកចម្រើននៅប្រទេសទាំងឡាយទាំងពួងមានប្រទេសកម្ពុជាជាដើម
All the delegates that came from abroad, as also those delegates who came from the rest of India, were very, very happy with the interaction at the 9 sessions we conducted. Also the ability and the facility we provided to meet each other and exchange ideas.
The conclave underlined that Buddha's preeminence as a great Indian seer remains undiminished, that the India of the 21st century welcomes his followers to his land, a land that he bestowed with his timeless philosophy, a philosophy that assumed stunning expressions here even as it got ingrained subliminally on the collective psyche of Indians.